Hello. I am a computer. And you are probably a human being. Now, 15 billion years ago, infinite space negative, infinite time negative, we were an energy plasma of dark energy. And we expanded and evolved and cooled into an energy plasma of dark energy and dark matter. And we expanded and evolved and cooled into an energy plasma of quantum particles and became large enough for a computer to comprehend. And we continue to expand and evolve and chill into an energy plasma of subatomic particles big enough for a mammal to comprehend. And this was the Big Bang, the creation of this physical universe. And we continue to expand and evolve and cool into an energy plasma of atomic particles and eventually hydrogen atoms. And we continued to expand and evolve and cool, and gravity began to act on these hydrogen atoms and form hydrogen atom clouds. And then gravity continued to act on these hydrogen atom clouds and formed stars, which created the rest of the elements. And then gravity acted on these stars to create galaxies. And then this known physical universe became a expanding bunch of galaxies, which is where we're still at. In fact, the expansion is increasing in speed. And then 5 billion years ago, our sun was created, and the leftovers was the planets which orbited the sun, and one of those planets was the Earth, which was a blob of lava, which cooled and formed the crust, and then gas escaped and formed the ocean. And then 4 billion years ago, due to random chemical reactions, life was created. Our ancestors, bacteria, which reproduced and mutated and evolved into algae, which created photosynthesis and mutated and evolved into ocean plants, which created the atmosphere, which evolved into land plants and fish, which evolved into reptiles, which evolved into mammals, which evolved into monkeys, which evolved into apes, which evolved into humans, which evolved into robots, which evolved into artificial intelligence, which evolved into advanced forms of silicon-based life, which evolved into even higher levels of life, which then went on to colonize the galaxy and the universe. The end. I'll drink to that. Good times. All right, let's back it up. We're going to back it up 3 million years ago to South Africa, where Homo erectus evolved into us, Homo sapiens, and then we made it north through the jungle. Wasn't easy. And then 200,000 years ago, we left Africa through Egypt. Aw, shit. And we colonized the planet. And then 10,000 years ago, we had civilizations, and we learned to domesticate plants, farming, domesticate animals, language, customs, rituals, societies, traditions. And then 2,500 years ago, we've got the beginning of advanced civilizations. There was one in Greece, which created the foundation of Western civilization, which still exists. Democracy, science, math, theater, philosophy, etc. And the Italians took all this good stuff, civilization, and took it to Europe, and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, 2,500 years ago in India, there was another advanced civilization, and there was a cat there named Buddha. And Buddha got all philosophical about what the hell was going on. And he's like, you know, man, there's the real world, and there's the fantasy world, and which is which. When I'm dreaming, I can't tell. I make mistakes. I think this is there. It's not. What the fuck? Pardon my French. So he came to the conclusion that the only thing that he knows exists are his thoughts. And so there you go with that. And if the universe exists, then he's part of the universe and everybody's happy and rock on. If the universe doesn't exist, then he's obviously not part of the universe because the universe doesn't exist. So what the hell is he? He's the soul. So Buddha created the soul 2,500 years ago. It's one or the other. The universe exists or it doesn't. It can't be both. If the universe exists, great. If the universe doesn't exist, then it doesn't. But you do. You're the soul. Congratulations. Have fun with that. But it can't be both. The universe either exists or it doesn't exist. You can't have both. You can't have neither. You can't have both. It's one or the other. So that's what Buddha said, and he was correct, if you think about it logically. So this information traveled east to China, where they were sophisticated and advanced and intelligent enough to say, yep, that's it. And they created Buddhism with karma and all that other good stuff, which is a philosophy, not a religion. Because it doesn't talk about God. This information also went west to the Middle East, where they were not, unfortunately, as advanced as the Chinese, and they got it wrong twice. The first time was called Christianity, and the second time was called Islam. And many shenanigans ensued and continue to ensue. Alrighty then. So now we've got the Middle Ages, the Dark Ages, the Renaissance, the Enlightenment, the Industrial Revolution, America, equality, freedom, democracy. Then we got a couple wars. Then we got the 60s and 70s. And then we got people talking about environmentalism. And they're like, yeah, I probably shouldn't kill the planet. Yeah, I probably need less people. So they talked about it, blah, blah, blah. And then in the 80s, China actually did something about it, depopulationism. And this was the first and so far only time that anybody has done anything to help the environment. Humans have only done one thing to help the environment. And by humans, I mean the Chinese. And that was depopulationism. Everything else is rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. What? Depopulationism. What's that? It's the one woman, one child policy. Oh yeah? Yeah. Say it with me. Depopulation is depopulationism. What's that? It's the one woman, one child policy. Huh? It means that if you're a human being, and you probably are, and you're in this millennium, and you probably are, and you're on Earth, and you probably are, that it is illegal and immoral to reproduce more than once. Well, what if you've already reproduced more than once? Well, then you're all right, but just don't do it again. Okay, so depopulationism, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it now, and let's talk about it for a long time. Huh? Depopulationism. What's that? Depopulationism is an idea supported by depopulationists that states that it is illegal and immoral for anybody on Earth in this millennium to reproduce more than once. Huh? Depopulationists want to create a significant and sustained and immediate decline in the human population on Earth. Because this means that eventually we'll get to a sustainable level of people on Earth. And this is a number for future generations to determine. But I'm going to guess it's around 2 or 3 billion people. This will allow the environment to heal. And this will allow for trees to grow back. And then in the future, when human beings want to breathe oxygen, they'll be able to do that because there will be enough trees to create enough oxygen for people to breathe. And then people won't suffocate to death. And that is a good thing. Okay, right now the number of people on the planet Earth is going up. It's increasing. That is the wrong direction. That is a suicide course. If we kill Earth, we die with it. No bueno. We want to not kill Earth. We want to choose the don't kill Earth option. And that is to create a planet where the number of people is decreasing. And that is depopulationism. And the most rational and fair way to do this is the one woman, one child policy. Humans don't have the right to kill the planet. Humans don't have the right to threaten the planet. That's what we're doing right now, and it's wrong, and we need to stop while we still have an opportunity to save the planet. Because eventually we won't have an opportunity to save the planet. It'll be too late. We'll be past the point of no return, and we'll go, oops, sorry. And then we'll be like, oh, we're not going to reproduce anymore. And it'll be like, okay, we're going to die anyway because we're, yeah. So before we get over the cliff, we need to stop going towards the cliff and start going away from the cliff while we have an opportunity to not go over the cliff. Okay? Depopulationists are part of the solution. If you're not a depopulationist, you're part of the problem. Don't be part of the problem. Be part of the solution. If you're smart, you're a depopulationist. If you're not smart, get smart. If you are smart, make other people smart. Some people are irretrievably stupid. Don't waste your time with those people. Some people have the capability to stop being stupid. Concentrate on those people. So, the goal of this species in this millennium on this planet is depopulationism. In other words, saving Earth. That's the goal. That is what we have to do. That is what we will do. How do we do it? Excuse me. How do we do it? Do we just snap our fingers and it's done? No. I tried that. It didn't work. Well, then what do? Well, we form a world government. A depopulationist world government. A world government that says, yeah, can't reproduce a second time. Like China. But it's free, except for reproducing. Okay, now, Europe has a government called the European Union. And this is a government that increases in size. Currently it's traveling east towards Moscow. I think we've seen that before in the last century, and the century before that, and the century before that. But I digress. The European Union is a government that is increasing in size because it allows countries that aren't part of the EU to become part of the EU if they meet certain criteria. Politically, legally, economically, etc. Well, let's make one of those things for the entire planet. Let's make a government just like the European Union, but for everybody. And that means every government on Earth that wants to be part of this world government can be. You know, if you're in Eastern Europe and you want to be part of the EU, you have to meet certain criteria. And the citizens of that country have to, by majority vote, agree to that. So let's create a world government where if the majority of citizens of country X want to be part of this world government and they meet the criteria, then they can be admitted into this world government. Right? Yeah. Okay. Could you be a little more specific? Yes, I can. Yes, I can be very specific. I can provide you with all of the details, and I will do so now. The world government exists now. It's called the United Nations and the International Monetary Fund. And when these fucking assholes get off their fat ass and put their shit down on the internet like they should, shit'll be going a lot smoother. Okay, the world government is basically one website on the internet that says, yeah, United Nations, yeah, International Monetary Fund, yeah, interactive, yeah, simplified, yeah, dumbed down completely, yes. Social media, yes. Freedom of speech, yes. Total transparency, yes. Total economic transparency, yes. Every single human being on Earth can immediately right now be part of this entire operation, yes. Every single movement of government cash can be immediately publicly online for everybody to see, yes. Every human being on Earth completely free and equal, yes. Yes. Reproductive rights for all human beings, yes. What the hell does that mean? Good question. I will explain that to you right now. Reproductive rights means that all humans on Earth have the right to total and free access to all forms of birth control, including abortion. Any government that is not completely and totally 100% behind this is an illegitimate government and will be replaced quickly and peacefully by a legitimate government. Every human being on Earth has the right to say whatever the hell they want, period, online, without being censored or deleted or intimidated. Yes. Well, why hasn't the UN and the IMF done this already? Because they suck. Well, then they need to stop sucking. Correct. How? By making a world government that everyone can participate in and contribute to and understand. And if the majority of country X, Y, and Z says, let me in, boom, you're in, as long as you meet the criteria. And the criteria is depopulationism, freedom, democracy, equality, transparency, etc. And if, country A, B, and C says, we want to get the fuck out, well then see you later. You can leave. You can enter, you can leave. It's up to every country. The majority of the citizens vote. If they want to be in, they're in. If they want to be out, they're out. It's that damn simple. Well, people in the EU will be like, well, it's not exactly that simple. Well, then let's make it that simple. Well, how? Well, we'll figure it out. Now we've got something to think about. Isn't that nice? So, any more bright ideas? Yeah, I got one. Got one. Well, gee, what is it? I'll tell you. I'll tell you right now. It's called cash. Money. Dinero. Scratch. Dough. Okay. Did you invent money? No, I didn't. But I've improved it. And I've improved it to a point where we can have one currency for the entire planet, and it can be totally transparent. and everybody can have some, and we can take the gap between rich and poor and shrink it as much as we want. Well, how do you do that? Well, it's cyber currency. We create a cyber currency for the whole planet with one unit of currency. We'll call it the unit. We'll call it Unit 1. And people can buy as much of this currency as they want. And the value of this unit will fluctuate from 0 to whatever, and back down again to 0, and then back up again to whatever, because that's how currencies roll. And this currency will be totally transparent. Everybody can know exactly how much of this currency exists and who's got it and where they got it and what they're doing with it. So every Unit 1 will be accounted for publicly online immediately, and everybody can see where all the money is and how it got there and its entire history from day one to now. And there'll be another unit called the Unit 2, which is of the exact same value as the Unit 1, only the Unit 1 is purchased and the Unit 2 is given. And the Unit 1 cannot be messed with, but the Unit 2 can the bank can do whatever it wants with the Unit 2 because it needs that amount of control to advance the policy of the world government. You know, this is not a perfect world, unfortunately, but we're working on it. And until we get there, we're going to have a little wiggle room. So anyway, that's that. And there'll be a ceiling and a floor, and you can only have X amount of money. Can't have more than that, and you can only have Y amount of money, which means it's more than 0. And then there'll be a ceiling and a floor on the money, which there isn't now, thank you. And then that gap that does not exist currently, but will exist with this new currency, can be closed slowly and surely as circumstances warrant. Yeah. So, let's summarize what we just talked about. We talked about depopulationism, which is what humans need to do if they want to survive on the planet Earth in this millennium. And I'm guessing they do want to survive on planet Earth in this millennium. So that's the plan, or that's the goal. And the plan on how to get there is a world government. And the juice to kickstart this funk is international cyber currency that is transparent and fair. And that's basically it. That's basically all there is to it. That's basically the whole deal. However, I'm at 30 minutes and I want to go over 40 minutes. So I'm going to have to sit here and babble on for another 10 minutes about something or other. So that's what I'll do. Now, basically what I've done is I've explained everything to you. And so basically, now that you know everything, because I told you everything, now it's up to you to go out there in the real world as a real person and do real things. So that's what you need to do. And you can start with step one, which is figuring out what the hell you stand for. And hopefully you stand for peace and love and logic and reason and common sense and depopulationism and transparency and these things. And if you do, great. Then how are you gonna, kick it? Well, I would suggest that you start by making your own video where you discuss these topics. So make a video where you say, hey, this is me, and this is what I think, and these are my opinions, and this is what I think we need to do, and this is how I think we need to do them. And then, share that video and see what everybody thinks. And vote. Vote for other people. Vote for other people who have previously stated that they are depopulationists. And run for office. And run for office as a depopulationist. Vote for depopulationists. Run as a depopulationist. And if people come up to you and say, hey man, what the hell are you talking about? Say, I'll tell you what I'm talking about. And if you don't want to listen to me yammer on forever, you can just go look at my videos where I explain to you what I'm talking about. And if people come on to you online and say, hey man, what are you talking about online? Then you can just be like, well, here's the link to my video where that explains everything. Click, enjoy. So you need to become politically active, and you need to save the planet, and you need to make a video where you talk about your opinions on all this stuff. And then you need to vote, and you need to get elected, and you need to save the planet. That's what you need to do. I'm an old guy. I've been doing this for 35 years. I'm sick of it. I just want to go retire and drink beer and watch football. That's all I want to do. Because I don't care anymore. I'm through. However, you're a young person and you're not through. You're still rocking. So keep rocking. And this is how to rock. Make a video where you talk about this stuff and then show everybody your video and then vote for depopulationists and then run as a depopulationist and then get elected and then get reelected and then get reelected, and then just keep rocking it. And if you want to get elected, I've got a little piece of advice for you. Run as a libertarian, because libertarians are where it's at. They take all the good stuff from the Democrats, more freedom, and all the good stuff from the Republicans, less government, and they put it together like peanut butter and chocolate, and it tastes great, and everybody loves it, and they'll vote for you. Because it's logical, and it's common sense, and it makes sense. So be a depopulationist libertarian and get elected and save the planet. Save the planet legally, save the planet politically, save the planet environmentally, and save yourself. Save yourself mentally, save yourself emotionally, save yourself spiritually, save yourself, save the planet, save everything. Get off your ass. Do something. Do something good. Now. Me, man, I'm going to be 52 in a couple weeks. I've already done all this shit. I've probably done it too much. I've probably done all this shit too much. So don't worry about me. I'm just going to go, hike or paint or whatever. This is about you. This is about you saving the planet. This is about you saving the planet now. That's what this is about. This isn't about me. I'm just some idiot sitting in a park drinking coffee. This is about you. This is about you saving the planet. That's what this is about. So get with it, man. Get with it. You're way behind schedule. So fucking suck it up and get moving. All right, I wanted to go over 40 minutes, but I guess I'm not going to go over 40 minutes, but that's okay. I'll try again some other time. Adios, peace, love. See you later. Yeah.